Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. Let's get into this one. I am really looking forward. I'm really excited to be talking about this one because this is probably my favorite entry in this entire franchise. And I know I said that for part four, the final chapter. I know I said that was my favorite installment or favorite entry in this franchise so far. But now final chapter has a competitor, Jason Lives, and I'm now debating on which one is better than the other. But I think after having a little bit of a think about it, I think Jason Lives might just be a few steps up. Jason Lives, I think this is a perfect Friday the 13th entry. I think like everything about this movie, I think is just this is what we want from a Friday the 13th movie. Like we are just there to see the over the top and ridiculous kills that Jason gives us, and just like this is a very self-aware six part in this franchise, because the last five movies have been very serious and dark, but it wasn't until part six, Jason Lives, where this franchise really it went in a fresh direction, and it played up like how silly it was, and how silly it was bringing back someone from the dead and then having them go on a killing spree. And I think that's my first major positive I have got to give to Jason Lives, which is Jason's resurrection scene in this movie is probably my favorite, my personal favorite resurrection of Jason in this entire franchise. Like literally, what happens is Jason gets resurrected by lightning. He can't get any more self-aware and ridiculous than that. And and the way they did it in this, I was grinning quite a bit within the first 5 minutes, within the opening scene of this movie. I was having just such a blast, and then literally moments after Jason is resurrected, he literally punches his head through a guy and rips out his heart. And then in the opening title sequence is an homage to 007. Like, you can't get any more over the top. You can't get any more over the top than that. And that's what I love about Jason Lives, is it knows what it is, and it doesn't try to be any more than what it is, and it just has fun with everything in this movie, like to its dialogue, to its kills. And speaking of the kills, that is another major positive in Jason Lives. The kills in this movie, they aren't anything final chapter, but these kills are very these kills are up there on my ranking of best kills in the franchise. One of my favorite kills in this movie is the smiley face kill that happens very early on in the movie. And yeah, that was a great kill. The kills are such a joy to watch. And they aren't anything like the opening kill in the final chapter where Jason twists the guy's head around. That is Jason at his best. But the kills in Jason Lives, they are definitely some of the best in this franchise, for sure. And some of the more memorable kills in this franchise as well. Another big positive I can give to Jason Lives is the humor. The humor works 110% in this movie. I was laughing countless times upon this viewing. Like every piece of dialogue in this movie is just comedic gold. There's another funny scene later on in the movie where this girl gets dragged from her window and her slippers just fall off her feet and land perfectly on the ground. Get any better in this franchise than Jason Lives. Another positive of Jason Lives is the soundtrack to this movie. Alice Cooper actually made a single to this movie. You can YouTube it if you want. If you've already seen the movie, or if you're an Alice Cooper fanatic, you probably would have heard this song. The song is called He's Back. You can YouTube that if you want. It is an awesome listen. It is an awesome single. It works perfectly. It works perfectly in this movie, and just yeah, and the soundtrack alone, like not only talking about he's back here, but like the entire soundtrack, the whole like that is perfect. Like it's all like it all mixes so well in this entry to create an entertaining experience for the viewers. Another big positive in this movie, which he is the center character in Jason Lives, is Tommy Jarvis. This is a much better portrayal of the character than the one that we did get in part 5. I much rather this actor because he brings a lot of energy and physicality to this role, like not only in performance but also in his dialogue delivery. He portrays the personality of Tommy Jarvis really well in this movie, and he has a really entertaining performance. He has a really great story. He has a really great story in Jason Lives where the cops aren't believing him, and he's out there to try and make the cops believe Jason is back. And he is going to kill people if you don't do anything. And just like he has such an important arc. He has such an important arc in the film, and then when the sheriff encounters Jason in the ending of this film, the sheriff's face is just like, oh shit, Tommy Jarvis was not lying. And just seeing his face in the third act, it really changed like his mind. And plus the cops in this movie, the cops are complete dicks in this movie. Since he made the mistake at the beginning of this movie at resurrecting Jason, he's one who has to fix his mistake at the ending of the movie. And the end fight between Tommy Jarvis and Jason is probably one of the best third acts in a Friday the 13th entry, because like I loved everything about the third act, to the fight between Tommy Jarvis and Jason, to the way Jason dies, which I absolutely love the way Jason dies in this movie. It's just and it makes for a really entertaining like final act and a final confrontation between Tommy and Jason. While we're on the topic of characters, putting Tommy Jarvis aside for a minute, I want to talk about the counselors. Like these counselors, like they are very entertaining to watch. They do bring a lot of entertainment value to Jason Lives. But then, like, at the end of the day, I just got done watching this movie, like, maybe 10 minutes ago, and I don't remember a damn character's name. Some characters in this movie, are literally on screen for one scene, and then they get killed off, and there's no development for them, which, like, yes, you expect like Jason to kill people, because that's the big part of what makes these movies enjoyable. That's what makes the fans keep on coming back to them. And so I don't have any problem with that. But it's our centered group of counselors, like outside of our final girl. like the other, I think it was like the other two counselors, I'm pretty sure. The other two counselors, like they don't really have much to do. Like they end up getting killed by Jason, but I don't really remember any of their personality. I don't remember their character's name. And just yeah, this film, while it has some of the more memorable characters, it also has some of the most forgettable characters, I'd say, in this entire franchise. Like maybe when I get to Jason Takes Manhattan, like that might change my mind. But as I'm speaking at the moment, there are very forgettable characters in this film. Another positive to this film is this film breaks the fourth wall. I think it's the only entry in the Friday the 13th franchise that I can think of that actually like breaks boundaries, that actually breaks the fourth wall in knowing that it's a horror slasher. Because within the first 20 minutes of this movie, you have this, if they were a couple or if they were just work partners. I'm not sure. They see Jason ahead of them, and the chick driving the vehicle, what is it? She's like, I've seen too many horror movies to know a guy wearing a mask is never a good sign, and and that is like that was priceless to me. Like Jason Lives and the final chapter, these two movies are in the lead for the best in the franchise so far. Jason Lives has definitely taken the title for the funnest entry in this franchise, because it certainly delivers on that title. This is what this franchise has been looking for. Is just I shut your mind off just watching Jason like slaughter some folks. If you are looking for some awesome kills, if you are looking for some awesome one-liners, some awesome dialogue, and just a very self-aware slash movie with Jason in it, this movie certainly delivers. This movie certainly delivers on that. And yeah, this is the first 13th movie that I have been waiting for in this franchise, and like I love whenever I put this movie on, which I've seen this movie quite a few times. I always enjoy this movie. So that is my review for Jason Lives. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Jason Lives? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you think it was mad? Or did you really not like it? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, bye.